It's kind of wild when you think about it. How can one single public statement, something everyone hears at the exact same time, completely change not just what you know, but what you know that everyone else knows? Well, today we're going to dive into the really cool logic behind that. This right here is the heart of the puzzle. It's not just about you learning a new fact. Nope. It's about how that one piece of shared information totally reshapes the entire group's understanding of reality. And the answer, believe it or not, lies in a pretty powerful logical framework. So, to get a handle on all this, let's think of it like a game all about knowledge and uncertainty. And, like any good game, we're going to need a map of the playing field. To really understand what someone knows, you first have to map out everything they're uncertain about. So, we're going to create a map that shows every single possible way the world could be. Logicians have a fancy name for it, a Kripke model, but we can just call it our map of possible worlds. All right, so before we see an announcement in action, we've got to build this map. It's the foundation for everything that's about to happen. It gives us a perfect snapshot of what people know and what they don't before any new info drops. Let's start with the basic building block, a possible world. And no, this isn't science fiction, I promise. It's just a complete scenario. Think of it like this. In one world, it's raining. In another world, it's not. Each world is just one distinct possibility. That's it. Building this map is actually a super simple 3-step process. First, we just draw out all the possible worlds we can think of. Second, we label the important facts in each one. And third, and this is the crucial part, we draw lines to connect any two worlds that a person can't tell apart. So if Anne doesn't know if it's raining, we draw a line for her connecting the raining world and the not raining world. That line literally represents her uncertainty. And there we have it, a finished map. This whole network of worlds and lines gives us a perfect picture of the group's collective knowledge and its ignorance, right before our game really begins. Okay, now for the main event. We're going to make a public announcement and just watch what happens to our map. This is the core idea of public announcement logic, and it's so simple, but wow, is it powerful. So imagine some trusted source stands up and announces a simple, truthful statement to everybody. Something like, the hidden card is red, or, just a generic fact P is true. The key thing here is that everyone hears it, and everyone knows that everyone else heard it too. What happens next has a formal name, model restriction. Now I know it sounds super technical, but the idea behind it is completely intuitive. That announcement is about to act like a filter, and it's going to get rid of some of our possible worlds. And here's what it looks like in action. If the announcement is, fact P is true, then every single world on our map where P is false just gets erased. Poof! They're not considered possible anymore. Our map of possibilities literally shrinks before our eyes. Now this, right here, is the absolute key. Because the announcement was public, this isn't just happening in one person's head. Oh no. Everyone is doing the exact same update. They all get rid of the worlds where P is false, and they all know that everyone else knows this too. And just like that, a simple fact becomes common knowledge. Okay, so that seems pretty straightforward, right? You announce a truth, some worlds disappear, and knowledge goes up. But what if announcing a truth could somehow make it false? This is where things get really, really weird. This bizarre situation is called an unsuccessful update. It's a paradox where a statement is so fragile that the very act of saying it out loud to everyone destroys it. Let's check out the most famous example. Okay, consider this sentence. Let's just assume that before anyone says anything, this statement is 100% true. Fact P is true, but Anne is still a bit uncertain, so she doesn't know it for a fact yet. The statement is totally accurate. Now, what happens if we announce it publicly? And boom, here's the paradox. The very moment that P is true is announced, all those worlds where P is false get wiped off Anne's map. Her uncertainty? Gone. She now knows P. But wait a minute. That means the second part of the original statement, but Anne doesn't know that P is true, is suddenly false. The announcement worked. It updated her knowledge. But in doing so, it made the announcement itself a lie. How wild is that? So, as you can probably guess, this isn't just some brain teaser. This whole way of thinking about knowledge and communication has some really big implications for how we model the real world. I mean, this kind of logic is absolutely essential for designing AI agents that have to work together and reason about what the other AIs know. It's also used in economics to figure out how strategic announcements might affect the market. And it even helps philosophers tackle these huge questions like, are all truths even noble in the first place? So, at the end of the day, what we've really seen here is this elegant, formal system for modeling something we do every single day: share information. It shows us, step by step, how just a few words spoken in public can completely restructure a group's shared reality. And that leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending thought. We just saw a true statement that couldn't survive being said out loud. So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are there certain truths about our world that, just by their very nature, can never, ever become common knowledge? Something to think about.